Welcome back to Soul Axiom Part 3. Today we're going to the third level, the beach. Or, if you want to call it, the lighthouse. Either way, it's the same place. You got a lighthouse and you got some beach. The idea here is to collect 3 energy cubes. How exactly you get those, well, that's a different story. However, first things first, go to the lighthouse here and get to the top. On each floor you'll find a piece for a boat, which we'll need to use later on. So make sure to pick those up as well. This is where you'll need to use a telekinetic hand to move the staircases around, since they have been mysteriously shifted out of their positions. Make sure to freeze them so that your climbing would be much easier, because you will need to come back here later on. That's a funky picture. The beach is actually one of the easiest levels. I don't think there's anything easier than this one, and considering that I also found a little glitch which you can make use of, you'll find this to be even more easy than before. Even more easy. Well, that's what happens when you wake up too fucking late in the day. More easier. That's what I meant to say. Anyway, you pick up the 3 items from the lighthouse and you can safely jump off and head for the little docks. Here you'll find the last item and the little paper which suggests that you need these items to fix the boat. Once you get all the items in, the boat will get restored and you can use it. If you move the camera down, you'll notice that you're not exactly using the boat, you're just holding on to it like it's some kind of a safety handle. But the boat is smart enough to do the job for you, even though it seems to lack most equipment for even starting up. Like, where's the starter? Oh, who cares? You'll need to use this boat to get across the water, because water is full of sharks and they kill you if you step in too deep. Now, I've noticed that the sharks are fairly small, about the size of your hand. Yet it still counts as a death, so don't step in the water. And like I said, in this level we need to get ourselves 3 energy cubes. That's what I call them, but for all I know it could be something else. What I know about them is that they are cubes and that they appear in various levels quite a bit. So whenever you see them, you know what to do. First of all, we're gonna do this. Just turn the valves fast enough and you got that. Pretty nice. You got the little ding to signify that something was done right. But what is this for? Well, there is a drainage hole which contains our first energy cube, but we need to flush it out. And the best way to do it, of course, is by filling up the drainage hole with water. So first you'll need to turn those valves like we did earlier, then you'll need to phase in the pipes at the beach, and last but not least you'll need to turn this water tower so that the water will be spread into the pipe. Once you have all of these things, head over here to the drainage pipe and phase out the lids. After phasing the lids out, the water will be flushed and you will receive your very first energy cube. There are 2 more to find, one of which requires almost no effort. You'll see what I mean. The running animation in this game is just weird. It kinda looks like you're milking a cow. Once you're inside this cave, head inside the old boat. You don't need to keep these doors open, because you won't be making a second pass into the boat. That door contains one of the collectible monkeys. I already have it, so I didn't go there. First things first, figure out the planks over there to drop one of the cannons. You need 4 cannons loaded with cannonballs, naturally, to blow open a wall, which contains one of the energy cubes. This is fairly simple, if a little annoying, because it takes a while. Plus, I don't see why we couldn't use our hands for this. Once you freeze the cannonballs inside the cannons, move the cannons closer to the holes and freeze them. If done right, the lanterns will light up green to signify that they are ready to fire. Once the last cannon is in place, they will fire away and blow up a wall, which contains your prize. But don't go there yet, there's another place you need to go to. I phased the planks back in for my own safety, even though I didn't need to go that way. Climb up the crow's nest to reach your last energy cube. The energy cube is here. Under normal circumstances, you need to use this cart with logs to make this shape. However, there is a little cheat that you can use. Just phase through this rock. I think the developers kinda forgot about it or didn't notice that the rock is not exactly solid, which means you can make use of it for your speedrunning needs. With that said and done, you have all 3 of the energy cubes. The cart puzzle isn't exactly difficult. You can get through it fairly simply. However, I think that phasing through the rock is much more convenient because you don't have to waste a lot of time trying to get all of the logs in position. That over there is the memory fragment. However, it's one of the more dangerous ones to get to because you need to step quite deep into the water to be able to focus on it, as seen by the reticule shrinking, and actually catch it with a telekinetic hand. Make sure you freeze it once you get it, and you can now access the memory fragment as needed. As mentioned before, I don't have to access them from the levels, because I already have them unlocked in the hub world. From here, the only thing you have left to do is to go back to the lighthouse and insert the energy cubes in this strange machine that's found at the top of it. Just press E when you're here, or whatever other button you're supposed to, depending on what you're using as a controller. I'm using the keyboard and mouse, obviously. And once that happens, run over to this panel here and flip the switch to see an explosion happen over there. Now what is that all about? Very interesting. Here you will find your exit, actually. So all of this bullshit with the cubes was not entirely pointless. Sometimes touching the souls makes the sounds go a little crazy in the volume department, but that's not a very common occurrence. Now we are in the memory fragment of the beach, and as you can see, there's quite a lot of water and quite a lot of planks. I think this is the first case of visual difficulty in this game, and probably the last one. I don't quite recall a lot of cases of visual difficulty. Now if you don't know what that is, it's something that I came up with when I was playing Lost Vikings to explain certain levels which at first glance appear to be very difficult to do, but after a while you start to notice that they're actually very easy. This may be the case as well. All you have to do here is put these beams in the correct way. But how are you supposed to do it? Like, which way is the correct way? Well, the correct way is to go around this boat on our right and then beam the energy from the backside onto the boat, because that is where the goal hands are. This may take a little bit, so I will be speeding up this part. Once all of this was done, return to the boat. You can see now that there's an energy beam shooting conveniently over here, which you can use to channel right into the goal hands. And there you have it. That wasn't too difficult. Ooh, bad touch. Let's get creepy.
I swear I could feel the very ebb and flow of her soul beneath my hands, fluttering like a butterfly caught beneath a glass. It would have been so easy to let her slip away, to set that butterfly free, if only there had been fewer people around. She would have been perfect for Persephone.
Oh. Sure, whatever that is. So, there you have it. The beach. Quite easy, like I said. See you next time in part 4.